Hello everyone, this is Miranda and I'm going to talk about this game music I wrote recently for one of my favorite game, Identity 5. So first I'm going to introduce a little bit about this game. This game is a survival horror game. Even though it's called horror game, it's actually not that horror. Because recently I think it's been on there for 5 years, and then recently it's getting cuter and cuter because of these characters and then the cute outfits and everything. So I think now it has a broader audience instead of 5 years ago. So to make it short, basically this is the 1 against 4. 1 as in the hunter, and 4 for the 4 survivors. And then they both have different different tasks. For the hunters, they need to kill the survivors before they escape and decycle their cipher machines. And the survivors need to run away from the hunter, and of course they cannot, because the hunters always have a much faster pace than the survivors. So they have to save their teammate, and also they have to save the time to decode everything and then run away. So basically it has like 3 different states that I have divided them into. So first of all, it's like exploring state, which they're just deciphering the machine, nothing happens. And then the second state is when the first teammate gets killed, kneel down, because they take 2 cuts and then they're just down. And the third state is the combat state, which you have to go save them, or you're being chased by the hunter, so it's quite intense. And I'm going to introduce the differences between these states. But now I'm going to show you 2 softwares we're going to use today to show how we implement these music into the game. The first one is called the Wwise. Wwise is the audio middleware. It has a sophisticated game functions that makes it has a better functionalities that they built for the game developer, so we can use the sounds and then design in our own ways inside there. And then the other software we're using is Unity, which is a game development software. And this one is for build games for the 2Ds and 3Ds. And yeah, that was a long talk. Now we're going to show you how it works. Here is our Wwise project that I just opened. And if we look at the event means that when you set events here, everything happens inside the game. They will play the music correspondingly. So you can see we have 3 different states that I just talking about: explore, combat, and chase. And we have a down, so we can transition into it. And then we have start game, which means when the game starts, the music plays. And then we have 4 different stingers and stop music. And then if we go to the game sync, we can see how we have 3 different states already set up here. And then we have the triggers as well. So basically, if we go to the events, now you can see, first of all, we go into audio, and then we put all these audio inside there. In order to have them played, we have 3 categories. First of all, we need a container that contains everything, so it can switch over one onto another, and then we have a playlist that makes the music plays. And inside the playlist we have segment, and inside segment we finally have the track. And I've just to show you how it sounds like each track is very small phrasings, because the branching idea is moving from little phrase by little phrase. And then the idea of this is that within these 6 different small phrasing I made, they're able to connect with each other in any random orders. So they're designed in this way that the beginning can connect to the last ending of any one of them. So if we go to the contents here, if we go there to check on the playlist, you can see how I set this to loop infinitely. And these can play once. You could loop them twice if you want one of them to be played twice. And then you can choose how they're going, and do they go sequence continuous, do they sequence step, or random continuous, or random step. They can go randomly, you can go by sequence. So anyway, these can play in the way the design, so the branching technique won't make it boring, and we have more variety as well. And yeah, so once we set on all these audios, track, segment, playlist, container, and now we have everything ready. We go to the events. We make all these different events separately for the state chase, for the state comeback, for the state explore, and then we, for example, if we have start games, if we check over here, we inserted this, we add over here. We inserted play, so we have the first intro we designed. And then we have set state, which is the explore state play right after this. So right after the intro, we'll hear the explore because that's how the game starts. And then you start to hear the first music. And then we have, you could also put transition into them if you select one of the music. And you can, 1 second. And you can put transition here inside there. I don't have any right here because it's not necessary to have one, but you could. All right, so after everything, we go to the layer that we were in the designer. Make sure you're in designer, otherwise you can't do anything. And we go to the sound bank, and we generate checked everything will be generated, and this is ready to implement into Unity. And we're inside Unity. This is the game. This is how it looks like. These are the 4 stingers. We have state combat. We have state combat here, and then chase here. And if you walk into it, it'll start the music because we set them as triggers. So that means, where's the triggers? Oh, that's the plane here. Okay, we have set them as a trigger. That means they only sound when you go inside and trigger it. Here. It's triggered. And if we play that, we'll have the intro, and then right after we'll hear the explorer. So I'm just going to quickly show you. This is how it works. Right now, we're inside the game. We have the intro. And then immediately after that, we have explorer. And the little phrase will be randomly played. And now if we go into the chase, it will change the music, but not immediately because the branching is made so that it only plays after each. I'm just going to quickly stop this. Okay, it will going to play right after each little phrasing. It won't play the next phrase until its end. And the end of that phrasing, that means each little phrasing has to be really little. Otherwise, when you change the state, the music might go extremely long, and then you think the system has some errors. So now we're going to go into the game and see how it will really work inside the game. So now I've captured myself playing this Identity 5 and as this little girl. And we're going to start the game while I'm also going to work on the Unity, so you see how things happens at that moment. And in this video, we have 3 different groups. We have the set group, explore immediately at the beginning, and we have the chase mode, which is chased by teammate is chased by the hunter, and then we have the combat mode, which is us against the hunter, and we'll see quickly through this demo. So now once we click open, we're going to hear this introduction. And then right after the introduction, we'll have the explore mode. So now is after I find the cyber machine, I start to decoding it. One of our teammates already killed. Because I fast forward a little bit. But yeah, that teammate was not be able to run away from the hunter, and no one was able to save him. So now he is flying away from the chair, which we will have a stinger. But that I made that stinger only if us is on the chair. Alright, now if we focus on the first teammate, and he or she is hunted by the hunter because she sent the messages hunters near me, and then now she has the first blood down, so we're going to have the first stinger, and then once she's nailed down, we have the second stinger, and then now we're going into the chase mode because right now it's in danger. Right after she is kneeled down, she's taken to the chair, and once she's sat on the chair, her life will be countdown. So if we watch closely from the bottom to the top, will be a little red line will go growing from the bottom. And for us, we're still deciphering and decoding this because we need someone to decode. If we see there, we have 3 left, and we have to finish off them to be able to open the door. And then now, one of our teammates is trying to go save her. And then now we're going to go into the next state, which is if we're not sure if she's be able to save it, because now she's already half down, half blood. So I use my skill, which is transport from anywhere of the map into our teammate. And then now I'm into the combat mode because I'm going to save this girl. And while chased by the hunter. Alright, so now we're taking down. We're still in the chase mode because we still have strong heartbeats. We're chasing, it's combating, we're trying to save her. Yeah, so basically that's it. These like 3 different states might happen and depends on your team weight, or you might be the first one to get to the chair. And these that's it. And then we're going to show this is how we escape successfully from the door. We're going to hear the stingers. And then this is if we flying away from the chair, if we're down, and then this hunter take us and put us into the chair. And this is what we're going to hear. Oh, and a quick one. And once you finish everything, once you finish the decoding the machine, we'll hear this loud alarm. So we can start to open the door. And opening door doesn't mean you escape. Opening door is also very dangerous because the hunter might have the special skills by maybe just 1 take will take all of your blood instead of 2 takes. So the reason I made this because I right after I learned about the branching technique, I find out how it is actually what Identity 5 is using for the hunters when they're hunting us. And when I played the hunter myself, and I find out, oh, there's a chase music once you've discovered someone and you're chasing them, and there's like this music when you take someone down and then bring them to the chair. So it's actually using the same idea, and I wonder if we have that for our hunters, why not have it for survivor as well? So that's why I chose this project, and especially I wanted to try the Chinese Asian style of music. I used the special instruments like erhu, guqin, and pipa, just so for a try on to see how it sounds like, and I really loved it because also the background of that map I chose specifically is from it's called Chinatown. So yeah. Hope you enjoyed that, and if you have any question, you can send it to me. If not, make sure you subscribe and like. Thank you.